eat and drink our way through the most jolly Epcot festival of the whole year.
Plus the entertainment, scavenger hunts, and so much more.
We are here to do everything at Epcot's International Festival of the Holidays.
Yeah.
Christmas time! What are you doing?
Feeling lonely? Have no one to go to the Festival of the Holidays with this year? Well, stick with us because for the rest of this video, I'm going to be giving you your best holiday pickup lines to make sure you land underneath the mistletoe.
Wrong video.
Hey, by the way, how much does a reindeer weigh?
I'm not asking.
Enough to break the ice. Let's get started.
On our Christmas walk to
Epcot International Festival of the Holidays is the shortest Epcot festival of the whole year, so you're going to want to make the most of it. This year it runs just from November 24th to December 30th. Epcot festivals are included with your admission to the park, and this one has a lot of holiday fun like the celebrity-filled Candlelight Processional, storytellers from around the world, holiday merchandise, and eats like the famous cookie stroll. You guys excited?
Yeah,
you guys feeling jolly?
Luckily this year I don't need a Christmas present because I'm already wrapped up in those eyes.
Festival time.
Festival time.
You guys are jolly.
Yes.
He was waiting for a pickup.
He was really trying to get it done.
I'll figure it out. I'll find you guys.
Oh,
hey, have
no.
fun.
All
All right, have fun.
Jolly on 3.
1, 2, 3, jolly!
All right, Spider-Man, see you later.
Weirder than I thought it would be.
So the first thing we do when we get to the festival is, of course, we grab our passport. This is it. So this year we have some new friends from the Wish movie, The Star, which I haven't even seen yet. It just came out. And it's so cute. And I think one of the most essential parts of your festival, not just this one, any festival. And it's free. So it's not like it's a big commitment to grab one. You can grab it right at the front of the park. And this is where you're going to find the merchandise locations, the different show times, the information on the Candlelight Processional, and you're also going to be able to find the menu for every single booth this year. That's how you always do it for the festival. You can find all of the new items and the old items that are returning, and it's just really, really a great tool, so that way you can kind of narrow down what you're needing and what you're most looking forward to.
All right, we're popping into Creation Shop. Creation Shop is the biggest merchandise location here in Epcot. It's where you'll find pretty much any and every souvenir you can think of. And typically, they do have those festival exclusive collections. There's not a ton, but it's super cute. So we have the Festival of the Holidays Spirit jersey. There's the back. Festival of the Holidays cookie jar, branded with the holiday cookie stroll. This super cute mug. I want to drink eggnog out of that. Corksicle tumbler, that's amazing. Festival of the Holidays purse, Festival of the Holidays throw blanket, Festival of the Holidays zip hoodie, oh, pass holder exclusive that I'm dropping, pass holder exclusive pin, Festival of the Holidays pin, limited edition, Festival of the Holidays ornaments. You can find festival merchandise at Creation Shop, World Traveler, which is by the back entrance to Epcot by the hotels, and also at different places around World Showcase. They'll have little stands set up with it.
Now something pretty big and different that is actually not returning this year, surprise, surprise, that we found out here on opening day from cast members, that the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind Holiday Overlay will not be returning this year, 2023. Guardians of the Galaxy is a coaster attraction here at Epcot, and anytime I explain it, I always like to think of it as a mashup between Space Mountain, Rock and Roller Coaster, and using the ride vehicle of Escape from Green Gotts over at Universal Studios. It's got an awesome backwards launch, and in our opinion, it's currently one of the best thrill attractions here at Disney World. Now last year they did have a holiday overlay where basically the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket, Groot, they all did a fun twist on some of your favorite holiday tunes. But let us know in the comments if you're sad about this decision. I know it was not a huge fan favorite from a lot of the people who experienced it last year. I think they were hoping for an ever-changing songs like Last Christmas or Christmas shoes. Just kidding. Or All I Want for Christmas Is You. I know they wanted something a little bit different, but let us know if you're sad about it.
All right, Olafs Scavenger Hunt acquired. This is the Olafs Holiday Tradition Expedition 2023, and Olaf is hidden all around Epcot. So we're gonna try to find him today while we are eating around, and hopefully we do, and hopefully I don't get distracted. But it's super fun because when you find Olaf, you do get to put your sticker down for where you found him. This is a really cute souvenir. The scavenger hunt is $10, and whether you actually finish it or not, you can get the completer prize, which we will of course check out a little later once I'm a little close to complete. The other thing I got was this. This is the festival gift card. It's Olaf right now, which is super cute. And these gift cards are so awesome because they are wristlets. You can just pop them right on your wrist. You don't have to get your card out every time you want to go to a booth, which for festivals, I tend to eat around a lot, and so it's nice to just not have to dig out my wallet, instead just have this gift card. It's also super helpful for budgeting when you have this. You can set a budget at $50, $100, however much you want to spend at the festival that day, and then you'll check your balance every time you spend money at a booth, know exactly how much is left instead of having to keep track and having to check your credit card statement or not check it, which could be better, could be worse, you know, you tell me. But I really like to do this. When I come to festivals for fun, I buy myself a gift card, I put $50 on it, however much I want to spend that day, and when the gift card runs out, the gift card runs out, and that's it. That's no more festival food for me, usually, unless there's something I really want. Budgeting's hard, but it's food time, baby. So we are here at Holiday Hearth Desserts, and get ready to start your day with a breakfast of holiday treats. I don't know if you're watching this at breakfast time, but if you are, get yourself a holiday treat, because that's the kind of morning we're having. All right, here is my haul from Holiday Hearth Desserts. I told you breakfast was going to be a doozy. Here we have the mint chocolate mousse wreath, huge apple caramel crumb cake, chocolate covered toffee brittle, salted caramel spaceship earth cookie, which some of you might recognize as returning, mouse crunch back here, red velvet mini bundt cake with cream cheese icing, peppermint pinwheel cookie. This is actually part of the cookie stroll, which is a progressive eating, where if you buy 5 cookies, you can get a 6th for free. The frozen caramel hot chocolate with Twix cookie bar pieces and whipped cream. This one's non-alcoholic. We have the peppermint hot cocoa, which is hot cocoa by Joffrey's Coffee with peppermint schnapps. And finally, we have the beer flight, which I will go into more detail of when we eat. So kind of a big haul here at our first stop. All right, I would like to call what you're about to witness Sugar Coma montage. Okay, you've seen my montage. Let's talk taste notes. So first of all, let's talk about my favorite things. You might have noticed I took 2 bites of the mint mousse, and I took 4 bites before I could put it down of that apple caramel crumb cake. Apple caramel crumb cake, my goodness, it is so good. It's got the perfect crumbliness on top, the perfect drizzle of icing and caramel, and then the apples are perfectly cooked. I mean, this tastes homemade. It tastes like the best part of the cobbler that your aunt made. It's so amazing. I want to take this home, put it in my microwave, and put a scoop of ice cream on top, and that's the only way you could make this better. I'm shocked. I feel like this is a restaurant-style dessert and not a festival booth dessert. Otherwise, everything has its merits. I think my favorite drink is this peppermint hot chocolate, just because it's really classic, but also you can make peppermint schnapps hot chocolate at home. $12.50. Don't buy this for $12.50. It tastes good, but it's obviously just something that's a little more simple than some of the other drinks at the festival. The frozen hot chocolate was overly sweet in my opinion. I think great for kiddos and if you really love caramel, but very, very sweet, just be warned. Red velvet, very classic. If you like red velvet, that one's for you, and also incredibly cute. I enjoyed the mint mousse wreath, but it was really, really minty. So I think that people who like a little bit of mint or like a more balanced mint dessert will not vibe with this, but it does have chocolate chips in it, which I really enjoyed. The pinwheel cookie is one of my favorite cookies from the cookie stroll. It's kind of like a basic sugar cookie with just the slightest hint of peppermint to it, and sure enough, like that's what we got here. Little lackluster compared to the other desserts from this booth, but still delicious. I did not like this. This toffee? I do not like that. I'm gonna put it in my bag and see if someone else wants to eat it. It was hard to bite through and overly sticky, so that it got all stuck in my teeth. It took me like 5 minutes to get out of my teeth. And I like toffee. I'm a big toffee fan, but just texturally and with the thickness of this thing, just not my jam. And I wouldn't recommend it even for toffee lovers. And that spaceship earth cookie, oh, it's the perfect balance of like salty caramel, nice balanced sweet sugar cookie, and then the big chunks of sugar on top for some texture. So delicious. I wasn't super wowed with the beers here, but if I had to pick one, I would go with the Cannon Toffee Stout. Overall, I love this booth. I'm not actually a big holiday like sweets person, and I was kind of dreading reviewing this booth, but I think this booth is a must stop. Everything feels so classic and Christmassy, and there's definitely something for everybody. There's such a variance in all the desserts. I have a sugar rush, and we have more booths to go to, so let's go.
Okay, friends, for my first booth, we are here and we're kind of rope dropping. This is what we love to do at festivals, rope drop the food booths, of course. And I'm going to rope drop Las Posadas Holiday Kitchen here in the Mexico Pavilion. They've got some good stuff. I loved this one last year. Very excited to try it again this year. Okay, just on a personal note, it is so chilly today, and this is my favorite way to go to a theme park because you can always add layers, but if it's hot, it's a little bit harder to cool down, but I'm so excited. My Disneyland jacket is making an appearance. If you don't know, Quincy and I have matching Disneyland jackets. We actually get something matching on every single trip we go on together, but Quincy forgot hers today, so we are passing this one back and forth between the two of us, and I just think that it's gonna make for a great day. It feels very Christmassy. Okay, so here is our whole first spread. I'm very, very excited. This is the giant tostada de chorizo. It's a giant tostada with chipotle black bean puree, ground chorizo, salsa verde, queso, cojita, crema mexicana, and pickled onions. Back here is one of our first drinks, and this is a new one. This is the apple margarita. Has tequila, apple puree, black tea, cinnamon cordial, and some liqueur topped with whipped cream and holiday salt. We also have one of the newer drinks, which is a Mexican artisanal craft lager with black liqueur. And then up here we have the tamale de barbacoa, shredded barbacoa beef in a corn masa, topped with queso cojita, crema mexicana, and pickled onions. And then down here in the front we have a little something for dessert. It's the dulce de leche churro sprinkled with cinnamon sugar. This is absolutely delicious. I loved last year's. I really love it this year. My favorite thing, giant tostada. It is so light and crispy, and I've had this for a while and it's still not weighed down. It's not breaking apart. It is just that perfect crunch. But then on top there are tons and tons of just different meats, sauces, cheese, like all of the things that you want. The tamale is also really nice. I remember in the past with tamales, I don't love corn tortilla, corn masa as much, but I actually really love this. There is tons of beef in this. It just melts in your mouth. And then the sauce on top is almost like smoky, like a little bit like barbecue sauce to me, which is a little different. The apple margarita is really complex because of that sweet whipped cream and salt on top. It adds a really incredible sweet and savory. It's probably a little dangerous just based on taste alone, but really, really nice. The lager also is very surprising. I don't really love beer, lager, anything in that arena. It's got that normal like kind of wheat bread taste, but it's just light. It almost honestly like reminds me a little bit of a blonde ale, which maybe is a little bit different, but very nice. And then the churro is just a great way to top it all off. There's tons of the dulce de leche in there, and I just love it. It's just really, really good. The whole booth, absolutely fantastic in my opinion.
This is Noche Buena Coquina, holiday flavors with a Spanish flair. So we got a couple different things here at Noche Buena Coquina. We got the tamale with chorizo, and it is plant-based. Also has plant-based cheese, cotija cheese, spice red chili sauce, and this is a returning item from last year. We got the pernil, which is mojo pork with tostones, and ketchup mayonnaise, which is a fan favorite of mine personally. Then we got our first item, for me anyway, on the cookie stroll, and it's the spiced chocolate cookie. We have the 81 Bay Brewing Company horchata beer, returning from last year, and brand new to this year, and I asked for pronunciation, I promise. It's the Ponche Navideño. It's a Mexican Christmas punch. It is warm. It's with apples, pears, guava, oranges, dried hibiscus, brown sugar, tamarind, cinnamon sticks, and clove. It is a non-alcoholic beverage, just in case anybody's curious. Let's get into it. Oh, hold up now. Hold the phone, hang up, call back, and tell them, this is real good. Hello? I don't know what it is about this place, but I am always the one at this booth. Every festival, apparently this is the booth that I have claimed. I'm always the one reviewing it. And every time, every festival, there's always one dish that sticks out. And here at Noche Buena Coquina, the dish that definitely sticks out is the pernil. It's got mojo pork with tostones and ketchup mayonnaise. The mojo pork was juicy. It was seasoned really well. The tostones, however, she was salty, girl, which I think added a nice, fun element to it. It wasn't overly salty. It just like, oh, girl, you salty. And not in a judgmental kind of way, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, like drizzle on top of it, was literally mayo chip, ketchup and mayonnaise, which If you know me, you know I love some good mayo chip. So really, it was really well. I like this one a lot. The tamale. Now I will say, yay! I'm excited that it's plant-based. However, it was like a big plant-based Twinkie, where there was a lot of tamale, a lot of that corn breading, but not enough of the inside, the plant-based chorizo. And really, honestly, the spicy red chili sauce kind of overtook the entire thing. And I did get my first cookie on the cookie stroll. It was the spiced chocolate cookie, which, again, kind of just fell flat. I wouldn't say it was a spiced cookie. Like when you think of spiced sweet things, you're like, spiced eggnog. I didn't get that. It was kind of more of just a bitter chocolate cookie, which reminded me more of a dark chocolate cookie as opposed to a spiced, Christmassy chocolate cookie. The horchata beer, typically when you're drinking horchata, it tastes like cinnamon. You get definitely a big hint of cinnamon in horchata, but this just tastes like a light beer. I didn't get a lot of cinnamon, but really the thing that's going to be to each their own is this. And that's the Ponche Navidino, and I'm doing my best to say that. How I would describe it is a Christmas fruit cake warmed up in a to-go cup. There's lots of fruit in there. It's basically a Christmas punch. You've got brown sugar, tamarind, cinnamon sticks. So it definitely has that warm Christmassy feeling. It is not my vibe. However, if warmed up fruit cake in a cup to go sounds good to you in a drink form, Merry Christmas!
Alrighty, for my next stop, we have made it over to Germany to the Bavaria Holiday Kitchen. Now, I've had this for other festivals, but in my memory, I don't think I've had this booth for Christmas, so it's going to be interesting. Alright, so here's our full Bavaria Holiday Kitchen spread. This over here is the pork schnitzel with mushroom sauce, spatzel, and braised red cabbage. In the middle, we have the famous cheese fondue in a bread bowl with steamed baby vegetables and marbled potatoes. Over here to the left is the Linzer cookie, which is a part of the cookie crawl. In the back, we ended up going with the beer flight, so that way we could try a few things. It has the hard apple cider, the Tank Brewing Co. Prostfest beer, and then the Bitburger. And then finally, we got the house-made hot spiced wine. Okay, let's talk Bavaria Eats. So this is one, I'm not a huge beer drinker if you guys don't know that about me. It's just not really my favorite. So I was excited to try this one, but not as maybe hopeful as I was with our last booth. I'm very surprised. I really, really love it. My favorite drink easily is the hands down the hot wine. It's so well spiced. There's a whole cinnamon stick in there. So just like heavy, comforting, would really like warm your belly. And today's a really cold day. So this would be absolutely incredible. Just like warm you and make you feel really cozy. The beer flight, let's talk through it. So the lightest beer here is not a beer. It's a hard apple cider and I love it. I'm an apple cider girl. I'm a hard apple cider girl. This is just really nice. Very light, very bright and refreshing, sweet. That's all you need to know. The middle one, the Tank Brewing Co., is really light. Reminds me of just kind of like a light blonde ale, like almost similar flavors to the last lager, which is interesting to me because they look completely different. So very nice and surprising. This one, again, just a light blonde ale. Really nice, but not heavy, not as heavy. This is the one I knew probably I would not be a fan of. However, it's actually not bad at all. It's very heavy, very yeasty, that bready flavor. This would sit in your stomach, and if you're looking for something to kind of fill you up, I think that that's a great option. If you don't like dark beers, you're not gonna like this one at all. Let's talk food. My favorite, hands down, is this pork schnitzel. It is so good. The pasta on the side is just amazing. The pork itself is so moist. It's just like a big pork chop, super crispy. The mushroom cream on top is just incredible. Overall, pork schnitzel is awesome. The cookie is almost like a donut. It's got that jelly filling, but lots of spices. Overall, really, really nice. And then the fondue, I think, is gonna be the biggest crowd pleaser here. It's, I don't know. It's creamy, it's cheesy. The vegetables are so soft. Overall, absolutely love it. Happily would get the fondue and pork again. Just very, very big fan of this whole booth. Mexico is still my favorite, but I was very pleasantly surprised by this one.
You know, when you don't bring an extra layer to Disney World and then it's colder than you thought it was going to be, even though you're in Florida, and then you end up staring at a hoodie on the shelf that's $60. You don't know what that's like? Me neither. I'll leave the merch shop. We're going to a booth. I wasn't in here. Oh, you didn't see me. That was somebody else that Santa had. So I'm strolling through the Canada Pavilion. just because I thought maybe I'd look for Olaf while I'm here. So if I find him, I get to put a sticker on Canada. And then I'm one step closer to winning the prize that I've already won by buying it. But still, it's a fun game. I found him. Hey, Olaf. Oh, he's so cute. Also, on my way to the food, there's one thing about Festival of the Holidays that makes it pretty special. Around World Showcase, you will find holiday storytellers. And these folks, I found Olaf. But these folks will be telling the holiday story that goes with the country they're in or the booth they're near. And look back here, we've got old St. Nick telling the story of Christmas in the UK pavilion. But you can find some pretty interesting holiday tales being told around World Showcase that you might not be familiar with because they might not be the one you know from where you're from. Bonjour! Joyeux Noël! We've made it to France. Very popular booth here. We have La Marche de Noël, which is the France booth. Hall acquired. French Christmas eats Hall acquired. So we've got here a couple savory items, thank goodness, after my first booth. We have the crème de saumon fumée en brioche à la nette concombre, which is cream of smoked salmon and house-made dill brioche bread with cucumber. We've got the rôti de jambon sauce moutarde à l'ancienne, patate douce rôti, which is roasted ham with mushrooms, pearl onions, bacon, mustard sauce, and roasted sweet potatoes. And for dessert, we've got the bûche de Noël au pain d'épices, ganache chocolat à lait et noisette. This is a gingerbread Christmas log with milk chocolate and hazelnut ganache. And I've got 2 drinks. I'm actually going to get a third, but all 3 of the drinks that I'm trying at this booth are alcoholic. And you can only get 2 alcoholic drinks at a time in Disney World with 1 ID. So buy 2 here, and then we'll get our third soon. We've got Le Joyeux Cocktail de Noël, which is vodka, Grey Goose vodka, cold brew coffee, sea salt caramel toffee, and peppermint. And then we have a blood orange mimosa, which is Paul Remy sparkling wine, orange juice, and blood orange. Does this not look like a pretty patty from SpongeBob? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, before I give my overall review of this booth, we've got one more drink to try, so I'm gonna go hop back in line and grab that. Frozen hot chocolate martini. This is a returning drink and a very popular one at that. This is Grey Goose La Vanille vodka, also a separate item, multiple vodka, chocolate milk, and whipped cream. If I had a nickel for every time I'd heard a dad say the words frozen hot chocolate, that doesn't make any sense. I'd have like 1,000 nickels from today. Yes. Okay, let's talk France booth in general. I'm really impressed. I'm actually not usually a France booth girly because I'm not really that into cheese and butter, which is typically kind of the creme de la creme of the France booth. But I'm really loving Festival of the Holidays this year. We've got the ham, which though I'm not necessarily sure I would get again, I think is a delicious option. The ham was perfectly cooked. It had huge chunky mushrooms. I loved the sauce on top of everything. And getting a bite of everything all at once was really, really spectacular. I just think the individual components weren't as exciting, but altogether very delicious. The star for me here was that salmon. Oh my goodness, I love this. It looks like pretty patties from SpongeBob, and I won't be convinced otherwise. But it's so delicious. I ate the entire thing like very quickly. Just a lot of dill, beautiful salmon. The salmon is like a nice salmon salad. It had fresh cucumber and good lettuce on it. The produce was very fresh. And then the dill brioche was this perfect airy brioche that had a ton of dill flavor. I love dill, and I absolutely love dill salmon, dill fish of any kind. So this was really, really tasty in my opinion. And I just think something that on these hotter days, I know today isn't hot, but there will certainly be warmer days this holiday season. There always are in Florida. It was a nice thing to have like sort of a more exciting dish that was still cool for the holidays. I wouldn't get the dessert here necessarily. It definitely surprised me. I enjoyed the gingerbread flavor to it. The cake was more of a sweet bread than a cake, and it had a perfect balance of cream and like cake. However, I've had a lot of desserts today, and I've had a lot of desserts that were a lot more delicious and exciting than that dessert. So head over to Holiday Hearth Desserts if you want dessert, but come get your savory items maybe here in France. Drinks wise, the blood orange mimosa, very good, but kind of the mimosa you could get at any brunch place. So not exactly revolutionary, maybe not something worth spending your limited Disney World time on. The Joyeux cocktail tasted like a Starbucks peppermint mocha, but with vodka, and you could taste the vodka. It was perfectly balanced between sweet and with that little bite from the alcohol. It was like a whisper of peppermint kind of on the nose, but mostly just tasted like a really nice vodka coffee cocktail. If you like espresso martinis, go for that one. And then finally, we have the remainder, which is the frozen hot chocolate martini. This one is very famous and with good reason. It basically tastes like a frozen chocolate milk. You can't taste the alcohol much at all. Perfectly like blended, so it's got that perfect slushy texture. It's a little cold for it today, but I think on a warmer day, that frozen hot chocolate would be amazing. Plus, it's one of the more picturesque drinks at the festival. France, you've done it. That was pretty good.
Over in the Morocco Pavilion, there is the Tangerine Cafe, where they're doing the flavors of Medina. And that's where we're going to find your Moroccan holiday flavors. So we're going to try it out and see how Moroccan we're feeling today. I got all the work from Tangerine Cafe, the flavors of Medina, which I'm super excited about. We got both grilled kebabs, both chicken and lamb. And it comes with a carrot chickpea salad with garlic aioli. This is returning from last year. Then we've got the stone-baked Moroccan bread that you can see I've already dug into because I was starving. It actually comes with 3 dipping sauces, hummus, chermoula, and zug dips. And this is our hard cider flight. They said it was left to right. So that's the Bold Rock Orchard Frost Hard Cider, Woodchuck Winter Chill Hard Cider, and the Gulfstream Brewing Company Holiday Snake Bite. Ooh, and from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, unfortunately, this is not a place that I feel like you need to return to get into the holiday spirit or in a flavorful spirit. Now, there were some nice flavors, but overall it was middle of the road and something that I would kind of skip over. Because there are definitely better things here happening at Festival of the Holidays. I did get one of each grilled kebab. Out of the 2, I definitely recommend the chicken, just because for some reason the lamb kefta had a unique texture and sweetness to the meat that didn't necessarily make sense. It kind of conflicted, whereas the chicken, it was juicy. The garlic aioli added was a nice touch. I really appreciated that texture profile over a interesting sweet meat that just wasn't it for me. I also did have the stone-baked Moroccan bread that came with 3 different dips. It came with hummus, a chermoula, and zoug. My favorite out of the 3 was the zoug dip. It's got garlic, it's got herb, it's got oil. It reminds me of going to like somewhere like Carrabba's, where they've got the oil and the seasoning and you're dipping your bread in. It's like that, but with a Moroccan twist, and I really loved it. I did get to try the hard cider flight as well that had returning flavors and some new flavors this year. That's gonna be your most hard cider tasting beverage. You're very middle of the road, nothing super special, but then we get into the Woodchuck Winter Chill Hard Cider, and that was very sweet. It's like all of your fruit sweetness all wrapped up into a hard cider. And then there was the holiday snake bite, and that was a little bitter for me. Typically, I love a snake bite because it's a cider with a little bit of liquor in it, depending on what it is, whether it be vanilla vodka or a bunch of different things. And it was a little too bitter for me, which I was a little disappointed about, but that's okay. But again, Tangerine Cafe is here year-round. They do have a holiday menu, but I think it's safe to say you can probably skip on over and see what's happening in the other countries.
For our final stop of the night, we are here at Shiwasu Holiday Kitchen in Japan, and this is a personal favorite of mine, so I have some high expectations. And this is our full spread. So this is the returning sushi tree. This one is pretty famous, so very excited to try it again. This one is the sweet potato mochi cake, which is actually new. Then we have the Celebration Boba, which is also returning. We have the Choi Sparkling Plum Wine up here. We have the Milk Boba Tea in the middle. And then over here is the Japanese Christmas Brunch. So let's get into it. Much blacked out and ate the entire booth. I love it so much. Let's get into why. The plum wine is so light and sparkly. It makes me think a lot of like the grape Welch's juice sparkling cider, just with a little bit of alcohol. The Japanese Christmas punch. This is also very juice-like. You can taste the alcohol a little bit more in this one, but overall, it's really nice, very fruity, very bright. The milk boba is so interesting and different. I was expecting something more like a milk tea when I ordered it, like the brown sugar milk tea. I love stuff like that, very creamy and sweet, almost sugary. And this is a little bit different in regards. It's a little bit thinner. It doesn't have necessarily the same texture. It's not as creamy as like strawberry milk tea and stuff like that I really love. And it's cranberry, so it's a lot more tart, which was really surprising and really nice and different and good. The soba is one of my favorite things of this entire festival. I get it every single year. This is like the 3rd or 4th year I've gotten it in a row. I love it. It's noodles and it's a dashi broth, but if you don't really know what that tastes like, just kind of think of like a salty, diluted soy sauce almost. That's not a great way of explaining it, but palate-wise, that's a good way to explain it. Pro tip, eat the shrimp quickly. Don't let it sit in that broth or it'll get a little bit soggy, but it's nice and crunchy and huge fan. The mochi cake, also really interesting. I love mochi cake and mochi donuts. It's a lot more dense than you would anticipate. The purple sweet potato cream is so good. It's just sweet, and then the strawberry on the side, all of it is amazing. Finally, the sushi treat. This one holds a special place in my heart for a reason. Absolutely incredible. This one is heavier on the cream cheese this year, so if you're like not sure how you feel about sushi and you're somebody who's like, I don't do raw fish, this is actually more close to like a California roll in my opinion. Heavy on the cream cheese, a little bit of crab. Obviously, I'm speaking on theme park sushi and not just like sushi across the board, because it's not the best sushi you're ever gonna have, but for theme park, it's good. These are flavors that I really, really love and I'm partial to, so I'm a huge fan. Big 10 out of 10 for me.
Quincy! Oh, okay. I am so glad I found you, seriously. Feel this Christmas sweater. Doesn't it feel like boyfriend material?
Oh my god. I have made it to Refreshment Outpost, which is not a booth. It is a permanent dining location here in Epcot, but it does have some specialty food items for the festival, so we're gonna try those out. So this booth has some food items, some drink items, but we're gonna go with the food items. The drinks are just ciders and beers, and a chai ginger mule, but those are returning to the fest, so I'm skipping them this year, and instead going with some eats. All right, here we have our Refreshment Outpost options. We have the raspberry Dole Whip, which as you can see is melting. I'm gonna have to get into that pretty quick. We also have the peanut stew. This is made with sweet potatoes, mustard greens, and roasted peanuts. And my version is missing the peanuts that go on top as a garnish, but there are still peanuts in the stew. So it's still the dish, it's just missing one of its garnishes. Before I can't do it anymore because it's spilling. I'm not a big raspberry Dole Whip fan because I don't like fake raspberry flavor. I like raspberries, but not fake raspberry flavor. And this definitely is like that. When you have something raspberry flavored, it tastes like this. But super fruity. And what I do really like about this is it has a little note of tartness to it. So I think that if like Dole Whip is a little on the sweet side for you, that this might be a good option of Dole Whip to try. It's also not one you can always find, so it's pretty fun to be able to grab it. So I love that it's a festival option. You can get it in a cup or a cone also, which is pretty cool because you cannot always get Dole Whip in a cone. I got mine in a cup just because it's raining and that seemed disastrous if I was going to get it in a cone. But it's pretty cool. I am trying the peanut stew. I'm pretty pumped about it because I have never had this, and Breedlove tells me it's fantastic. This is plant-based, it's a plant-based item, and he swore by it last year. He said it was so good. I love peanut-based things, and I typically like plant-based items, and Breedlove knows what I like, and he told me I like this, so I'm excited to try this. Oh my gosh, it's spicy. I have a pretty high spice tolerance, not the craziest, but I like spicy things. Now my mouth is definitely a little tingly right now. Amazing, creamy, peanutty flavor. Most of the actual texture of the stew is like the sweet potatoes. I wish that they had the garnish of the peanuts because those peanuts are crunchy. I've seen the pictures, I know they are. I think this would be really amazing with those crunchy peanuts. They were just out today, hopefully they'll be back. But I think this is awesome, especially on like a cooler like Florida winter day to have just like this kind of hearty warm winter stew. There are some festival eats that I think you can use as a lunch, and this is one of them. It's got the protein from the peanuts, it's got a big hearty portion of sweet potatoes and rice and greens in there. I'm like really impressed with this. I think it's awesome. Breedlove, you were right.
Of course, we can't forget about Connections Eatery, which is one of the quick service locations here at the front of the park, here in World Discovery, as well as Connections Cafe, which is the Starbucks location here at Epcot. Over at Connections Eatery, they have a new specialty beverage that they are promoting for the new movie Wish, and that's called So Many Wishes. Now, So Many Wishes is basically a pomegranate green tea with hibiscus, lemon, and a dash of stardust, inspired by the culinary treasures of the Kingdom of Roses in Disney's all-new animated musical film Wish. Now it is only available for a limited time, but because we're here for opening day of Festival of the Holidays, we thought might as well give it a try. And this was an incredibly crazy sweet drink. I would say overly sweet. It tastes like a pomegranate Jolly Rancher. Not really any green tea to it. Maybe a touch of lemon, but so much pomegranate and so sweet. But over at the Connections Cafe, that's where you can grab another cookie on your cookie stroll. It's the holiday sugar cookie, and this is as Christmas sugar cookie as you can get. So the holiday sugar cookie, without being too obvious, is honestly, it's just a pretty solid sugar cookie. It's got a great tear to it. Now hear me out when I say tear, I mean, when you tear it in two, you can see the dough kind of slowly rip apart, so it's not too dry. And then it's got these great red and green hard candies that give it a fun, thicker sprinkles texture on top. So not worth waiting in a huge line at Connections Cafe, the Starbucks location, but it is worth it to grab that stamp for the cookie for that prize. So
I'm back on my Olaf hunt in China now. He could be anywhere. Oh, found him. Oh, look at him.
Now, as if we've not had enough to eat, I am here for a little dessert to finish me off for food today, and that is going to be here at Sunshine Seasons, which if you know anything about Epcot, this is actually just a quick service that is open year-round, but they do have one very special cookie. Alright, so here is my dessert that's going to top everything off. This is the Jingle Sugar Cookie, which you can find in Sunshine Seasons. It's essentially just a sugar cookie, but has really beautiful M&Ms on it. Red and green, perfect for Christmas, so this is going to be our final treat of the evening, and this is a part of the cookie stroll, so I actually got a stamp for this as well. After we've had such good stuff today, this was kind of disappointing. I love sugar cookies, especially if they are light and soft. This one's just a little bit hard, and it could have been out for a while today, so if you get there early, maybe it'll be a little bit better. But it was just a little tough to bite into, and as much as I love M&Ms, I don't think that makes it worth the price. Now for $4.25, I think it's pretty nice and shareable, but there's so many good cookies that I don't necessarily think this is one that you should be spending your money on personally. Now, if you just love M&Ms and sugar cookies, go ahead and get it. But I think that there are probably some better options here.
And as we start to lose light, I have made it to Holiday Sweets and Treats. Now this is a booth that one of our reporters checked out earlier, but it's also where you can get your prize for completing the cookie stroll. Remember the cookie stroll? The cookie stroll is a really fun tradition at Festival of the Holidays where you can grab cookies from around the festival, and if you get 5 of them, you will get a 6th cookie for free. I'm really excited to see what our completer is this year. You'll see I don't have all the stamps, but you can actually use stamps from anyone. So these are 3 books from 3 different people, and we're just going to combine our stamps to go ahead and get our completer. They'll just mark all of these stamps as used, so you can't use them twice. But you can also mix and match cookies. You don't have to get 5 different ones. You could get 5 gingerbread cookies if that's what you wanted. We could get 5 peppermint pinwheel cookies if that's what you wanted. Getting this completer cookie is kind of more of a fun thing than like a money-saving thing because you are spending on 5 other cookies, and 5 cookies is a lot, but remember you can save them if you bring Ziploc bags, which I highly recommend for this festival, or you can always share the cookies. We completed the cookie stroll, and so we get a prize. Okay, so at this festival, the cookie stroll's prize is a peppermint shake, which you can get at Holiday Sweets and Treats without doing the cookie stroll, but it does not come in this super cute little savable glass. It's not super sturdy, it's like flimsy plastic, but I still think it's super awesome. I love to keep these little things. Just don't run them through the dishwasher because they won't hold up, especially not the designs. And it also comes with this little guy from Wish. What's his name? Star. His name is Star. I think I probably could have figured that out. This is from the new Disney animated movie Wish, which just came out like right before this festival started, and so your prize is your little star buddy, and he's super cute, but I bet you he's gonna taste horrible because I know that this is just a thick old slab of fondant and that it's a bad cookie under it, but we'll try it just to make sure, and we'll also try this shake. I have horrible news. I've killed him. I snapped him in half. I'm gonna eat him now. Why do they do this? For a second there, I thought it had me with some tastiness. The cookie, not good. It's like just a sugar cookie, but not even that sweet. It kind of tastes and has the texture of cardboard. And then the layer on top is the most aggressive layer of fondant And for a second, I thought it was gonna have like a nice sugary icing, kind of like those round cookies at the grocery store with the thick layers of icing. But in fact, it just has the texture of chalk and the flavor of the toothpaste they give you at the dentist. I just don't think the cookie stroll is worth doing if you're doing it for this cookie. You can buy the shake separately. And the shake is good. I think you should do the cookie stroll if you're wanting to do a fun activity. You're already planning on buying a lot of those cookies. Do the cookie stroll. It's super fun. I think a festival, like, it's an important part of a festival to do the little, like, eat around challenge, which is what the cookie stroll is for this one. I just think this cookie sucks. Maybe, like, take a picture of it and then bite it so you feel my pain and then throw it away. I'm gonna put it in my bag and try to feed it to my friends. Oh, it's not good. This shake is good though. Super pepperminty, chocolatey. I'm like cold and it's raining, and this is a milkshake and it's still making me feel like cozy. But we did the cookie stroll, friends. Great work. That was a high five. I wasn't hitting you in the face.
Another essential part of Festival of the Holidays is those ride overlays that you can actually find in EPCOT. So one is at Living with the Land, and it's really beautiful, has lots of Christmas lights, but the other one is here at Journey into Imagination with Figment. And no, it's not a huge change, but I think a very pertinent one and a very special one. And maybe it has to do something with a cute little dragon in a cute little sweater. It's time for Figment in his Christmas sweater. Christmas sweater. You can bet that 90% of the year, I'm not really a huge fan of Journey into Imagination with Figment. However, when that man has his Christmas sweater on, I'm on the ride. I love his Christmas sweater. And this is actually not the only ride that gets that Christmas overlay. So Living with the Land has a fun, beautiful Christmas overlay that has lots of Christmas lights during it. And then over in Magic Kingdom as well, you can find Jingle Cruise, so there's lots of stuff like that. Just ride overlays are a super, super fun part of Christmas at Disney World. And I feel like if you're here for Festival of the Holidays and you don't see that man in his sweater, you're just missing out on something.
Now listen, we've got to talk about the live entertainment. Why? Say it with me, because hashtag live entertainment is important. One of my favorite things to see at EPCOT during Festival of the Holidays is Joyful. Now Joyful is a celebration of the season, and you can find it in the World Showcase Plaza between Canada and Mexico. And it's where you can experience the joy of gospel and rhythm and blues as the Joyful Ensemble performs holiday music in a celebration of Christmas and Kwanzaa. And when I tell you, they sing the house down. These are fantastic singers. They get you hyped up. But there's more live entertainment.
And I am so excited to tell you all about Christmases in Norway. But first, here's a little bit of a Christmas song sung by children of all ages. The mouse song on News Lisa.
They are riding up on the camels' backs. So exotic. Oh, they are all dressed up like kings. And the men were dressed like kings, not the camels.
There is some fun entertainment in the American Adventure Pavilion as well. Voices of Liberty does sing holiday songs during the festival, and you can find some amazing gingerbread in America Pavilion depicting some of America's monuments.
Okay, now for me, we are on our way to what is probably my favorite part of Festival of the Holidays and what I think is the most exciting, and that is the Candlelight Processional. This is definitely one of the most exciting and unique things you can do in all of Disney World, and it only happens during this festival. So the Candlelight Processional, you get to experience the Christmas story being told by a celebrity narrator with a huge massed choir behind them, accompanied by a 50-piece orchestra with trumpets and even the Voices of Liberty. This is really something so incredible and so special, and I am so excited to do it again this year. And it happens almost every night, although it doesn't happen every night. So make sure that you check the My Disney Experience app or even your passport to make sure who is where and when. Now, this is a hugely popular event, especially based on what celebrity is happening. So we normally recommend grabbing one of those dining packages that you can grab for this. If you grab one of those dining packages, that does let you eat at different restaurants throughout EPCOT. Now, price is going to depend on date and when you're here and who you're seeing, but this is an incredible kind of offering offering that Epcot has, especially because this is so popular. Now, those dining packages do sell out. I actually did one last year, so if you want to see what that looks like, you can actually look at our 2022 Festival of the Holidays video, and you can go see what that looks like over there. We are not doing one this year because I was able to get here a little bit earlier and hop in line, and hopefully that will be, you know, okay. Hopefully we'll make it in that first show, but this is a great experiment to see if that dining package is really worth it for you or your family.
Hey. How are you doing?
I don't think I'm making it into this show.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this
I don't know if that is that.
it was half full when I walked past. That's
Oh.
why I wasn't sure.
Because of the.
But I have hope.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
Well,
How are you?
I'm okay. What's your favorite thing you've seen this so far?
Seen or eat?
Whatever.
The tostada was really good, and so was the sushi treat.
Oh, good.
I'd say those are my top two. What about you?
I'm just a big fan of the Christmas trees. Just the, well, you know, it's funny because the Christmas trees are obviously fake, but this connection isn't.
All right, so here we are. We finally made it in. Now, I got here about 30 minutes before showtime. I would recommend getting here a little bit earlier if you want a really good seat. This is fine. There are, they get, of course, save seats for the dining package, which is a huge perk of that package.
And she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger.
Finished at the processional and it was incredible. I literally teared up multiple times. It's just so incredible. The live entertainment, Voices of Liberty, the cast member choir. I mean, it's so just moving and heartwarming, and then it was really incredible seeing Chrissy Metz. Just lots of things. This is one of my favorite things in all of Disney World. If you can do it, highly recommend. I think the dining package is great. It's a great bang for your buck and multiple experiences, but also I just did that for free. So you can do that too. Highly recommend. I am done for the night. That was my final list. The Candlelight was my last thing. However, I was supposed to go see Santa. Quincy's doing it for me right now because Candlelight took a little bit longer and I just didn't get over there in time. And I know that her favorite thing in the world got changed this year. So I'm gonna go grab her one of her favorite drinks that's a little bit modified and take it to her as a thank you, because I'm feeling very festive and very much holiday cheer. So I'm gonna go grab her something.
Okay, before I go find Sage and make him eat this cookie, I did go get my prize for the scavenger hunt. Again, once you purchase it, you can just get that prize whenever. If you don't find them all, it's not a big deal. You just put the stickers on or not, and you get the prize. It's mostly just like a fun little activity, but the prize was this frozen cookie cutter. They had 4 options. They had Sven, Olaf, Elsa, and Anna. I went with Anna because she's my girl. And I'm so excited. Now I need to make Christmas cookies, or frozen cookies. Christmas frozen cookies.
The last thing that you definitely don't want to miss is the light show happening on Spaceship Earth. The thing that I actually did not realize before coming here today is that a lot of the Festival of the Holidays, a lot of it is based on the movie Wish. They're doing a lot of pushing that Wish movie because there was just a light show with one of the songs from Wish. But then there was also another When You Wish Upon a Star inspirational light show. There's a bunch of different light shows that you can see, and it happens maybe every 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, here's her little drink. I wanted to show you in case it melts by the time I get to her. Merry Christmas!
Thank you. What is this?
It's your thing that you love so much, but I don't know what's different. I think it's missing some candied nuts or something.
It's a peanut butter one?
Yeah.
Hey.
Merry Christmas! I didn't know Sage was with you or would have gotten him something, so you better drink it fast before he realizes.
It's been a long day.
Festivals are hard.
Yeah.
Favorite part of the festival, go.
Eating in Mexico and Germany. I can't choose.
Okay. What about you?
Also Japan.
Also Japan. What about you?
The apple crumble at Holiday Heart Desserts, and also that Emma brought me my favorite peanut butter whiskey spiked hot chocolate, which is delicious. You can find at Holiday Sweets and Treats.
But also, she said it's not as good this year.
My favorite part is all the entertainment, all the music, like joyful. I mean, call me Mariah Carey because all I want for Christmas is you.
Okay.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Now go watch Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Bye.